In some ways, doing what you enjoy seems to me like it could be a higher level skill. Like it probably is, but not in a way that some people are better than others. Um, it seems to require a little bit more of perceiving what it is you do want as opposed to just stopping at what you don't want. Like as in if I see, you know, somebody walking along the street and I'm like, hey, I'd like to go talk to them. Well, maybe I see somebody else and then I'm like, I don't want to go talk to them. Well, what do you want to do? Because you're always going to be doing something. You might be sitting still. Or you might be doing nothing. That might be nothing, you know? That's what you're attracted to. Just experiencing stillness and silence. That's fine. And one thing that I think is important is that to just recognize that every time you say no, you're saying you can find a deeper yes. Like, what are you wanting? And it might just be that being okay with space and stillness in that moment. And that's what's going to lead you to a wonderful, amazing life, is my guess. Always just pointing yourself right to what it is that you do want, as opposed to stopping at just what you don't want. As in, here's what you don't want. Here, you're only seeing here what you don't want, and then over here you see what you do want, a few points here. And if you just see what you don't want, you're never gonna, the odds are against you and just randomly experiencing what you do want. You gotta create it. So it's kind of a little bit of what I wanted to say about figuring out how to live the most enjoyable life ever, and becoming a person that can actively be part of an organization, a group of people that are dynamic, that are able to handle new information in ways that feels right to everybody. Namely, that each person has to learn what it is that they enjoy, and then you will find the connections between other people and how you can move forward. And it might just be that in one case you'll just enjoy working with somebody, or I actually am more and more using the word playing, because playing is more like, the difference between work and play is, for me, I've come to the conclusion that work is where you have like a set goal and you want to get there. Play may have a goal, but it's totally subject to the process, as in the goal might change and it's got to be enjoyable each step along the way. It's more so play is more of a process focus and work is more of a goal focus. And as we know that the process, actually, for me, the process really determines what the result is, or the goal. And so in many cases in a work situation, the goal is actually not attainable. It's actually not attainable because you're going through a process. You're saying this is what we want, and the process that you're using won't take you there. So it's actually impossible. And that's when a lot of people experience frustration and such at their work environment, because they're like, we gotta get there, and then we just settle for less. And then a few people get fired, and they hire new people, and the same thing repeats itself again. This is our goal, folks, and then that's what constantly goes. It's just most people, and organizations in particular, as a collective entity, usually don't have the awareness and the memory, the collective memory ability to see that, to put the different pieces together and see, oh, look, what we're doing the same pattern over and over, let's do something different. So there's a lot of little things there that change when everybody wants to really learn and are okay with letting the goal, with choosing the process first and then seeing what goals are options from there. And you'll totally be surprised. So anyways, thanks for listening, and I have more info that I'm going to be sharing with you in the near future. And in particular, one thing I'm excited to be bringing to you is an example of a resume that is a souped up version of a resume. Basically, what would a resume look like if it was the result and the means? You know, if it was the communication, as in, here, check this out. This is some stuff that I do with my life and I'm really excited about, as well as useful information that might be useful for you. I mean, that's kind of the theme of a lot of open source software. It's like, here, this is cool information. If you want to dive into it further, at some level it's totally free and available, and at another level, you know, maybe that becomes the advertising for your services. Maybe for a future project, maybe for this smaller portion of services that are Slack services or something like that that you focus on. So anyways, I'm looking forward to bringing that to you, and all the best. Have the best day ever.